we're back, and it's day number 1.
Yeah, and we have a special guest star.
We do.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, what do people say about him?
A king upon my bust to throw, a vow to never drink alone. I'll only drink with friends or total
He's a wise old fox.
Fox or fart?
No. Come
All right.
on.
Well, we'll be right back with our special guest.
Okay. This evening, we have a celebrity
guest.
guest.
I said special. He's
Yeah,
a little special. But
well, he's both. Yeah. So joining us tonight is my dad, Hank. And
you may recognize Hank from feature films like the 2022 calendar with Bird Dog Bourbon.
yes.
I think one of our top grossing videos of last year.
Yep.
Hank, you want to say hi to good people?
Good evening. It's nice to be with y'all.
Y'all. All right. So, kicking it off, 2023. We're going to be a little rusty, and we're also going
Yeah.
to try and keep this under like 20 minutes. So, our first whiskey this year, it's a big old jug of whiskey, and you want to go ahead and
It
grab
is,
it?
yeah.
You can hand the microphone to your dad.
Can you hold that for me, please? Thank you.
So, we're starting off with, that is a big old jug, the famous Grouse. So, remember, yeah.
Yep. I'm going in.
Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that auto. Look at that focus. Okay, go ahead and start pouring it. I'll talk a little bit about the whiskey. So the famous Grouse is a, no, you guys are going to have to, technical difficulties right out of the chute. We only have 2 of these, and fundage is a little low. But anyways, so this is a blended Scotch whiskey. For those of you who've been here for a while, you know kind of this shtick, but I know we have some new people, and I was accosted by Mr. Bill, who said that I should give more history and technical stuff. Oh, that's a good pour on these videos. So if you think about a whiskey, you have single malts, which are malted barley, made of malted barley, mostly cereal grain, actually all malted barley, in a single distillery. So when you have blended malts, you can have a bunch of single malt whiskeys or malt whiskeys from different distilleries blended together. You can just smack that in the front there. Just don't block yourself with the talent. And then finally you can have blended whiskeys, which can be malt whiskeys, and they can be other cereal grains, like maybe just a grain whiskey blended together to get a certain profile. Most of your blends are pretty smooth, so they're known as being smooth and approachable whiskeys, and that's why initially they were so popular with people drinking whiskey, because they associated smooth with the blended profile to get a lot of different things in there to kind of round some of the edges, etc. All right, so you guys can start sniffing. So you get ready with some
There you go, Hank.
notes. So this is 40 horsepower, so we're starting you off easy, or 80 proof. A 750, this is a big dog. I've got my microphone, so that's for you too. A 750 of this for us retails for around $19. So, lower shelf for what I like to call affordable and approachable whiskeys for everybody, but we've found some good ones in this price range before. So this is from Edrington Distillery. They've been around since 1896. They also owned Edrington Group. Owns Macallan, so pretty famous Scotch, high-end Scotch. So there may be some Macallan whiskeys in this blend, Highland Park, etc. So this is primarily single malts from those distilleries and grain whiskey. They blend them together, and they allow them to sit in the vat and marry together for 6 months to get the flavor profile they're looking for before they bottle it and ship it out to all of yins. So, Ann, what do you get on the nose?
I get a lot of honey and honeysuckle. Little bit of orange. But there's also like a little touch of caramel or toffee.
Yeah, getting all
as
those.
well.
Hank, how about you?
I think the strongest one that I can talk about would be the orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other two are a little faint.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. So coming right out of the gate, I'll go a little nerdy. Left nostril at like the 7 o'clock on the glass, I'm picking up your orange. But the first initial that I got was like just malt.
Yeah.
Like almost like a malted milk ball.
Yeah.
The citrus is there, definitely a bunch of orchard fruits. It's a vibrant nose.
Yeah, it
There's
is.
a lot going on.
It smells like spring, like after the snow
Yeah.
is kind of melted. That
I was gonna say, like,
awakening.
yeah,
not
like-
to be cheesy, but
Citrus candy.
yeah.
There he goes. He's
Yeah.
going in.
He's
He's not
going.
waiting. He's
Go,
not
go,
waiting for
go.
anybody.
No.
So if you notice, Hank's hat, vintage 1933. Last month or a month and a half ago, Hank celebrated his 90th trip around the sun. So he waits for no man to tell him when to sample his whiskey. What do you get on the taste, Hank? What's your taster got?
I have more of a bitter taste to it, but it's mild and it lingers for a few seconds and tastes very good.
Yeah.
How about you?
I'm still getting a little bit of that honeysuckle and honey, as well as a little green grass in there, or something spring-like.
Out of the gate already.
Yeah.
So I'm picking up, to me, it's very grain forward. So not a bad thing, but
Yeah.
the reason I say that is a lot of times with grain, and we've talked about this before, to me it gives kind of that sugary, like a shallow, sugary taste, almost like a brittle sweetness, and a little bit of a metallic hint. Like Jameson, typical Jameson has a pretty high percentage of grain, and I always get a little metallic note to it. But to me, it's very grain forward. You get that malt, the orchard fruit, so, you know, like apples, maybe a little pear. Red apple, though, not green
Yeah,
apple.
not green. Yeah.
And a little bit like, almost like some of the cheaper Valentine's Day candies that have like the funky color fillings with dark chocolate around
Oh,
it.
Yeah.
You know, this is getting that fruitiness to it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an easy drinker. The finish is a little bit short to me. It's
Yeah.
like front palate, mid palate, gone.
Yeah, right.
There's like a hay note to it, though, on the finish. Almost like that. It's probably that grain component coming
Yes.
through a little bit.
Yeah. Where I'm getting that grassy,
Yeah.
a little bit of grassy in there too.
Slightest bit of barrel char. Like, I'm going to guess these are matured in, so you have new oak or virgin oak. We'll talk about that as we go through the calendar. So those are brand new oak barrels, charred. Nothing ever's been in them. First fill, which means they had something in them dumped, and usually Scotch or Irish whiskeys go in those next bourbon barrels. And then you can have second and third and fourth refill barrels. And as you go along, those typically have less of an impact. So you have less barrel spice, less oakiness. I'm going to guess, since this is a $19 kind of entry level, they're not using first fill
Yeah, probably. not.
barrels, probably most expensive ones,
Yeah.
other than virgin ones.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you guys think?
I
Overall.
think it's worth its money.
Oh.
I think it's a good balance of there's a little bit of heat to it, but not a lot, and I think it's easy to pick out the different complexities of it
Yeah.
or tastes.
This you can drink all night. It's an easy drinker. It's not going to kill your bank account, but I think it's a good Scotch. I don't know.
I agree.
Likewise.
So I would say this is probably going to take our top spot. Since it's,
Do you think?
It's the first one.
Since it's the first
Yeah.
one. It's a good one, though, to start
Yeah.
with, too. Especially if you're just kind of doing the calendar for the first time. It's
Yeah.
not too much in
That's
the
a good call.
beginning.
Yeah. Wow, look at you participating.
Oh, look at that.
You're showing off for your dad.
Yep.
Right.
All right, Hank, I'm gonna give you a heads up and come back to you here in just a minute with some words of wisdom for all our people out there. So I think you're probably our most senior whiskey drinker. So the last thing I'll say about this one is this is known as the National Scotch of Scotland. Scotland. At least if you can believe the guy at Total Wine. So when I was going to pick these out, and he's like, "Do you like the Grouse?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm about to find out if I like the Grouse." And he goes, "Well, you know, it's a great Scotch. It's the National Scotch of Scotland." We're going to wrap it here on day one. Hank, any words of wisdom for the people?
Not really. Other than just don't overdo it.
Huh? Any secret to a long life, long happy life?
Yes.
That's a
That's
secret.
it?
It's a secret. He's not going to tell you. All right.
Oh.
Annie, you don't have your
All
box.
right, I
Can you
don't.
do
Let's
the-
see if I can
you do the
do
toast?
it. You ready? May your heart stay young, the whiskey old,
Be old.
be old, the cork loose, and the adventures bold.
Atta girl.
Woo!
Welcome back. We'll see you tomorrow. That's a good starter.
That was.
It was. I mean, it's smooth.
Yeah.
Tastes like another.
You know,
Yeah.
but especially if you just
When the
put a
money's
couple
running low
blocks of ice
and the
in.
bar is closing, we'll just head on down the road where the spirit's flowing. When all the whiskey's gone, whiskey's gone, whiskey's gone.